Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Happy Friday. What's going on, guys? This is, what is this? This is Troubled Minds News, and I'm your host, Michael Strange, and the Friday is one of the days we get together and talk about the news. Just the news, just a little bit of, the conspiracy is the news, and that's kind of the way this rolls, really, because if you've been listening to me the past week at all, I'm a little perturbed by the propaganda, by the news cycles, by this Ukraine stuff, by just what they're reporting, what they're not, how things are fake as always, and not meaning, again, please don't get me wrong, fake news does not mean throwing out the baby with the bathwater, and I'm not trying to say people aren't actually dying out there. They are, and it's horrific and all the rest of that. It's just that I think people get the wrong idea when you say fake news. Fake news meaning, twisting, spinning, creating narratives off of incomplete information, that type of stuff. That fake news. Not the fake news where it's literally, Sandy Hook, Alex Jones style fake news. I don't buy that. I think that there's some basis in truth in a lot of this stuff, and the stuff that has no truth at all or tries to obfuscate the truth is what pisses me off quite a lot. So in any case, that's what this is the show where the conspiracy is the news, and of course we do this live to include you because that's the most important part of these conversations. In my opinion, is transparency. It's look, if you think I'm full of shit, it's cool. Like, you can call me and say, hey, Mike, what's up? You're full of shit, bro. And that's fine, right? And it's okay. And again, like I said, try and interrupt a propagandist that has to use every single tiny minute, every second of their hour time slot or whatever to make sure that the propaganda is hot and heavy. They won't let you interrupt them because they don't have time for that crap. They have to make sure the brainwash is hot and heavy, and they have to get every second in. So we do it the opposite. If you want to be part of the show and whatever, comment on the stories or anything this past week that we've done on Troubled Minds, have ideas for other shows we should do in the future, all that stuff. We're all open to all those things because there's a lot of stuff that's important to talk about, and I can't get it all myself, so I do need help. But anyway, with that said, you can give me a call. Easy as this, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. You can click the Discord link at troubledminds.org. Actually, you can't because the website is just down. Rohan just said, hey, what's up with the website, bro? And I said, I don't know. But apparently the website is down for some reason, so I'll have to look into that. I just caught word, so you can't go to the website, but there's the Discord link. If you guys haven't joined the Discord, boom, there it is. All right, so 702-957-1037, and click the Discord link right there in the chat. All right, let's do it. Let's get to the news, shall we? So as you know, well, I'm perturbed. It's been one of those weeks where, you try and watch news cycles and turn things on and just kind of pay attention to try and decipher what the truth really is. And it's been pretty chaotic. It's been pretty grotesque. Again, we're saber rattling with nuclear war and World War III and things like this. That's never good. Am I right? I mean, that's never good. So you don't. I'm sure some of you don't blame me for being agitated about this, and I'm sure some of you do. That's okay. Whatever. It's all good. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's start here. Let's start with futurism.com. And Russian agent. Yeah, I've been called worse. All right, here we go. This is let's start with futurism.com. And this is amazing. At least, World War III is well, who knows? Who knows what next week brings? But at least there's no World War III for the current moment. And we've got Zuckerberg still doing his metaverse thing. Yeah. Check this out. This is from Futurism. And the headline is this: Mark Zuckerberg gives galaxy-brained explanation of metaverse's impending singularity. What? I don't even know what that means. Turn the volume up for me. Okay, so Mark Zuckerberg has a news flash for us all. The metaverse is less of a place than like a point in time, man. Okay. The Facebook, now Meta CEO, dropped this kernel of wisdom during a new interview with tech podcaster Lex Friedman, in which he gave an interesting response when asked about the potential for a metaverse singularity moment. Oh, this should be fine, right, James? This should be fine. Quote, a lot of people think that the metaverse is about a place, but one definition of this is it's about a time when basically immersive digital worlds become the primary way that we live our lives and spend our time, Zuckerberg told Friedman, who in the 2-hour-long recording. I think that's a reasonable construct. All right. Now, okay. This is literally like just a crazy dystopia, right? I mean, yeah. Okay, one more time. A lot of people think that the metaverse is about a place, but one definition of this is it's about a time when basically immersive digital worlds become the primary way that we live our lives and spend our time. Totally fine, right? It says, is Zuckerberg really implying we should give up on reality and welcome our virtual reality overlords inside a Facebook-controlled dystopia? Straight from the article here. His answer certainly seems to suggest just that. Yeah, no kidding. And Meta's metaverse, a VR playground. Okay, anyway, blah, blah. Like there's just this bizarre, what would you say? Just bizarre disconnect with these people that, I get it. You got to be different. You got to be pioneers. You got to not worry about what other people think of you and all that, right? That's fine. All that's fine. But then you got this stuff. It's like, what? Come on, bro. Like is this really where we're headed? Like, think of it. Like, this is literally like the plot of like so many sci-fi movies where where the computers take over and we're just used as batteries, as they put like the drip feed in our mouth with some gruel or some mashed gruel or some maybe I don't know. I just like, seriously, at some point you got to say, come on, Mark Zuckerberg, alien, reptilian, robot, whatever you are, lay off, man. Chill out. Relax. I get it, right? I get it. There's no such thing as too rich for you. I get it. You want to turn the world into your weirdo playground, fine. Anyway, whatever. I just like to crap on Facebook because they're terrible, and this is a terrible idea. And do you really believe, by the way, everybody out there, that the metaverse is about this immersive digital world become the primary way that we live our lives and spend our time? And that's what I'm saying here, right? We've got this beautiful world out there that, notice, if we spend our time in the metaverse, we have no idea what's happening in the real world. And that, in particular, seems to be the shiny object, right? If we don't know what's actually happening in the real world, well, then they can take the football and run, right? Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Speaking of Facebook and the rest of these assholes, because many of them are, Russia blocks Facebook. Oh, how about that? Passes fake news law. Yeah, yep. And LVMH and Microsoft halt sales. Yep. March 4th today, Russia said it would block Facebook for excluding state media, and CNN said it would stop broadcasting in Russia after a new law punishing fake news raised the stakes in Moscow's fight with foreign corporations. Friday marked an escalation in the dispute that began after the invasion of Ukraine. Russia blocked a wave of media companies, and new big names announced they were shutting down Russia sales, including Microsoft and video game maker Electronic Arts. Russia said that Meta Platforms of Facebook was being blocked for restricting state-backed channels, and it also blocked websites of the BBC, Deutsche Welle, and Voice of America for what it said was false information about the war in Ukraine. Ukraine. Yes. Twitter will also be blocked, Russian media said. All right. Well, there it is. So the question is, this is what I was talking about last night. I know last night was a little convoluted and we took the long way around, but hey, it's a talk show. But this is the thing too, right? With this is clown world. This is exactly the upside down I'm always talking about. It's like, okay, look, so one fake news, the state, right? The state says, okay, we're going to make a fake news law and shut down Facebook. And Facebook, by the way, is like just full of shit with their fact checks, right? Their arbiter of truth fact check shit, where they literally leave out important details of these facts, or, that Snopes stuff where they're like, well, it's mostly true, but we're going to call it false because we know nobody reads past the Snopes rating that says false, right? Like that sort of shit. It's like, come on now, like we're not stupid, okay? But this is what's going on here. So exactly, a war of the fact checkers, right? The framing war, this idea again that I was talking about last night of sort of stealing our own right to make our own stories about the world we live in. And this is unfortunate. I mean, again, it's like, okay, so we got these huge private corporations, Facebook in particular, and then we have the Russian state, and then they're both like pointing the finger at each other saying you're conspiracy theorists, right? It's like, but once again, you see the game here. One says you're fake news, the other says no, you're fake news, and basically, correct. That is correct. You're both fake news. And that's it. You're both fake news. But interesting. So clearly, Mr. Vladimir Putin has a very good reason to try and keep information just so, right? So he doesn't have a revolution on his hands. You can't tell me, even with all that stuff going down, that the people in Russia have not noticed that they can't get money out of the banks now, have not noticed that the ruble has like crashed to below a penny, have not noticed, right, all these other things that seem to suggest the opposite of what Putin is telling them, or that they're winning the war, which he actually, they played this recently on some other propaganda channel that's been spun around on the West now as well. And it's like, yeah, it's not like you think, because they're lying to you, right? They're lying to you. They're lying to us. They're lying to all of us. And everyone's offended. What's up, James? Shout out, hello to everybody out there in the chat. Hope everybody's well today. Happy Friday. So then we have this from the BBC. More fake news. Fake news. Sorry, not fake news. Facebook hits out at Russia, blocking its platforms. Oh, all right. So Russia's communications regulator said the ban was in response to restrictions placed on its media there. It said that there had been 26 cases of discrimination against Russian media by Facebook since October 2020. Yeah, no shit. I mean, double no shit, because, well, the stuff from Russia is clearly propaganda. All right, that's for damn sure. Oops, sorry about that. I forgot to remove all the don't click that link. It's got trackers. Hold on. I'll give you a clean link here because I can. There you go. All right. If you want to check it out, there you go. There's the one you want. Okay. So the thing is this, right? Let's see. They hit out. They hit back. All right. Fine. They hit back. All right. Whatever. Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Meta, the company. Okay. Whatever. I don't care. Let's read the tweet. On the Russian government's decision to block access to Facebook in the Russian Federation. Soon. This is Nick Clegg, president of global affairs for Meta. Meta. Soon, millions of ordinary Russians will find themselves cut off from reliable information, deprived of their everyday ways of connecting with family and friends, and silenced from speaking out. We will continue to do everything we can to restore our services so they remain available to people to safely and securely express themselves and organize for action. There it is from Nick Clegg, the Meta President, Global Affairs. The world we live in, right? 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link right here in the chat because the website is down. I think it's probably just a card that expired, so I'll go check that out and fix that up, and it should be fine. I'll bet you it's just a web host. But the odds are, maybe, who knows, maybe we got hacked or something. I have no idea. It's happened before. Anyway, here we go. Let's go to my final Facebook for the day, because I like shitting on Facebook because it's a draconian thing. But back to this. Back to futurism and Mark Zuckerberg. Yes, this is the level of just like the disconnectedness of these people and this corporate world, right? You guys ever go to like these corporate boardrooms, or not the boardrooms clearly, because I'm that's way above my pay grade, but these stupid meetings, right, where it's like everybody's cheering and shit, and you're like, yeah, go team, go, right? Like go company, go, and everybody's like, yeah, and then the person who's like the biggest idiot is like the the one who gets the biggest favor with the bosses, the biggest ass kisser. It's like, what the hell is this? Are you kidding me right now? We're really sitting around here like whooping up about how much money we made for the boss. Like, get lost, people. Anyway, here we go. Mark Zuckerberg tells employees they're called Metamates now. Metamates. Oh, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. And just another out-of-touch moment for Mark Zuckerberg. Facebook founder and suspected alien Mark Zuckerberg held a virtual all-hands meeting for his employees yesterday to explain the company formerly known as Facebook's updated values. Most of the values seemed like your typical vacuous corpo nonsense. Exactly. However, he did end on a decree that raised a few eyebrows. Meta employees are no longer co-workers. They're now Metamates. What the fuck? Alex Heath, reporter for The Verge, tweeted about the meeting in which Zuckerberg suggested the cringe nickname in all seriousness. Quote, "I am told Zuck said this without laughing and explained it had to do with the story about ships and shipmates," Heath said. Aside from Metamates, most of the values seem pretty tame, though Zuckerberg did say that employees shouldn't nice ourselves to death, whatever that means. Okay, anyway, I mean, how much facepalm can you get from one stupid company? Well, I guess now we just call, there's a new name for asshole, and it is Metamate. Now you know. No one's half the battle. All right, what time is it? Perfect timing. We're going to take a quick break and get a word from our sponsor, which, of course, is you. Be right back. More Troubled Minds news with Michael Strange on the way. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. Okay, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and we're doing our thing. If you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037. You can click the Discord link, which is in the chat there, and come say hi. And feedback, show feedback, ideas for future shows, just if you want to say hi and you've been listening a while and haven't really had the guts to call me just yet, because I'm dangerous. I'm that dangerous guy, dangerous, super dangerous. I may just put you down and make you look like a fool in public, because that's the game. No, that's not the game. That's not the game. Just give me a call if you got takes on this. That's why we do this. We do it together, live, and to include you. So here we go. Let's continue, shall we? What's going on? We got this. The Verge. TheVerge.com reports. What did they report? Let's see. All right. Let's go. Yeah, just reading the chat. After mistaken identity and confusion, a piece of space junk slams into the moon. Sweet, right? One thing that is certain is the object is now a crater. All right, there we go. After years of zooming through deep space, a presumed leftover piece of a Chinese rocket slammed into the moon today. Now this is where shit just gets stupid, okay? Just as space tracking experts expected it would. At least it should have hit the moon around 7:30 a.m. Eastern time this morning. Eastern time, not Easter time, as long as the law of gravity has not changed. The collision brings to an end the rocket's life in space and likely leaves a fresh new crater on the moon that may be up to 65 feet wide. The now expired rocket has caused quite a bit of buzz this past month. First of all, the vehicle was never intended to crash into the moon, making it a rare piece of space debris to find its way to the lunar surface by accident. Additionally, there was some confusion over its identity, with various groups trying to nail down exactly where the rocket came from. Yeah, did it ring like a bell? Exactly. Originally, space trackers thought it was a leftover piece of a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket that had launched a weather satellite back in 2015. But after careful analysis, analysis, various groups of space trackers confirmed that the rocket was likely left over from the launch of China's Chang'e 5T1 mission, a flight that launched in 2014 to test out technology needed to bring samples back from the moon. That mission, launched on a Chinese Long March 3C rocket, sent a spacecraft looping around the moon in an attempt to see if China could send a vehicle to the moon and then bring it back to Earth. Given the flight profile of the Chang'e 5T1 mission and the tracking of the mystery object, astronomers are fairly certain that a chunk of the Long March 3C rocket has remained in the extremely elongated orbit around Earth ever since, only to find its way to the far side of the moon. And here's the best part. This is where it gets fantastic. China tried to deny that the rocket belonged to the country's space program, claiming that the rocket actually returned to our planet and fell into the atmosphere. Quote, according to China's monitoring, the upper stage of the Chang'e 5 mission rocket has fallen through the Earth's atmosphere in a safe manner and burned up completely, Wang Wenbin, a spokesperson for China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said during a press conference in February after trackers had changed the identity of the rocket. However, Wang Wei said that wrong. Wang may have mixed up his Chinese missions. Chang'e 5 was a completely different mission launched in 2020, while astronomers believe this rocket stemmed from the Chang'e 5T1 mission, which took place 6 years earlier. But point being, the reason I'm talking about this and the reason that we can't trust a damn thing that anybody tells us is because, look, even for things like this, I mean, this is like, kind of no harm, no foul, right? Like this thing hits the moon. As far as we know, there's nothing living on the moon except for some water bears, right? From that Israeli thing that crashed, the water bears. So, big whoop. Maybe some water bears gets disturbed, right? As far as we know, there's no life up there. What's the big freaking deal, right? It's an embarrassment, right? It's an embarrassment to space programs, and it's an embarrassment to state agencies. It's an embarrassment to China, right? And this is the whole point. If they can't admit something like just kind of goofball like this and say, yeah, this was ours and it sucks. Sorry, we won't do that again. Well, then what can they admit? Like, what can anybody admit, like, at a governmental level anymore? Like, they hide everything because they're embarrassed. But I say, why don't you just stop doing embarrassing things and you won't have to hide them? Like, you see, like upside down clown world BS is what this is. And so, so now we have them saying, no, it's their rocket, and them saying, no, it's their rocket. Do we give a shit, really, people? I mean, come on now. It's so dumb. It's so dumb that this stuff just drives me nuts. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. It's in the chat. Website's down, but it'll be back up soon. Let's see. What do we got? We got this from Vox. All right. Yep. All right. Speaking of embarrassment and all this other BS and all the dumb stuff that governments, we got to put up with this crap is in the name of national security and all the other BS, And I'm not saying there's no such thing as like in the name of national security. Clearly there is. However, when you start like covering up your embarrassing things under the umbrella of national security, yeah, well, then things start to get stupid and, well, clown world. Here we go from Vox. The Supreme Court hands the CIA a victory in a horrid case about torture. Oh, yeah, that's fine, right? This is fine. Yep, all right. Let's see. There's no reasonable doubt that Abu Zubaydah, we're just going to say Abu from here on out so I don't have to say these names I can't pronounce. It's even longer than that. Zain al-Abidin Mohammed Hussein, a Palestinian man who was held by the Central Intelligence Agency at a black site in Poland, there is a reasonable doubt that he was tortured. No, there is no reasonable doubt that he was tortured at this black site in Poland, right? Well, nevertheless, the Supreme Court held on Thursday in United States versus Hussein Zubaydah that these widely reported facts are state secrets and that the U.S. government may refuse to confirm or deny them. The upshot of the Zubaydah, there you go, that decision is that the court prioritized somewhat vague concerns about national security. The foreign governments might lose faith in the United States if the U.S. government reveals secret programs that aren't really secret over getting to the bottom of gross human rights violations, right? The facts of the case are horrific. Zubaydah was captured in Pakistan in 2002, and American officials incorrectly believed him to be a top al-Qaeda leader. In a vain effort to extract information that he did not possess, Zubaydah was taken to the black site in Thailand, and then another in Poland, where he was repeatedly waterboarded, locked in a coffin-sized box for hundreds of hours, deprived of sleep, and forced to remain in stress positions, among other similar tactics. Well, at least they're not just firing salvos of ammunition into civilian buildings. I mean, there's that, right? But anyway, like, this is, again, state secrets and, again, embarrassment. And it's like, and this is why they have these offshore torture sites and things like this. It's like, come on, people. Like, we're not stupid. Like, Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, the whole thing. It's like, we're not stupid. Like, there's a reason why that shit's not in Florida, all right? Because if it was in Florida, clearly and obviously you'd have protesters out front all day, every day. And it would be illegal, because it would be illegal to do that on U.S. soil. So they do it somewhere else. I mean, we're totally not stupid here, and this is horrific and more embarrassing stuff about what governments actually do. And, well, there you go, under the umbrella of national security. All right. Anyway, let's go to fizz.org and keep on trucking here and do the thing. Where are we at time-wise? I think everything's good. Everything's fine. All right. Yeah. New astrobiology research predicts life as we don't know it. This sounds like a case for troubled minds. Yeah, right. I'm increasingly frustrated with science, in the search for extraterrestrial life and things like this, because they seem to be unimaginative, right? And like looking at life the way they expect to find it instead of ways we don't expect to find it, right? That's how you would find new life. Am I right? Anyway, here we go. This is straight from the article. The search for alien life has been restricted to using life on Earth as the reference, essentially looking for life as we know it beyond Earth. Exactly. For astrobiologists looking for life on other planets, there are simply no tools for predicting the features of life as we don't know it. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. In a new research published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, the team of scientists has tackled this restriction by identifying universal patterns in the chemistry of life that do not appear to depend on specific molecules. These findings provide a new opportunity for predicting features of alien life with different biochemistry to Earth life. Yeah, now we're talking, right? Quote, we want to have new tools for identifying and even predicting features of life as we don't know it, says author Sarah Amari Walker of Arizona State University. To do so, we are aiming to identify the universal laws that should apply to any biochemical system. This includes developing quantitative theory for the origins of life and using theory and statistics to guide our search for life on other planets. Trust the science, right? Trust the science. On Earth, life emerges from the interplay of hundreds of chemical compounds and reactions. Some of these compounds and reactions are found across all organisms, creating a universally shared biochemistry for all life on Earth. This notion of universality, though, is specific to known biochemistry and does not allow for predictions about examples not yet observed. No shit, Sherlock. No shit. Come on, people. And this is why we can't have nice things. Because, come on, we're told to trust the science, and then I've been saying shit like this. You guys have been saying shit like this for God knows how long, right? Like the comic books have been saying shit like this for God knows how long. But, well, we can't even actually consider it as possible and real until, well, we have Arizona State University step in and say, well, guys, by the way, life out there in the cosmos may not be as we expect it to be. All right. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. Speaking of things and not as we expect them to be, here we go. Let's go to this. This is from sciencealert.com. Stunning loops of plasma observed on the sun may not be what we thought. All right. I love it. A well-studied solar phenomenon may not be quite as simple as we thought it was. New simulations suggest that what we thought were loops of plasma, known as coronal loops, erupting out from the surface of the sun along magnetic field lines, may at least sometimes be wrinkles in corrugated sheets of plasma. What? Astronomers have dubbed this phenomenon the coronal veil. Maybe this is a Troubled Mind show as well, and suggest that further research is needed to try to understand how and why why they occur. The finding is, they say, significant. Since coronal loops were first identified clearly in the 1960s, solar scientists have been using them to understand the properties of the sun, including its magnetic field and the density and temperature of the solar atmosphere. Now, this is amazing. Listen to this quote. I've spent my entire career studying coronal loops, says astrophysicist Anna Malunchenko of the National Center for Atmospheric Research. And Anna continues, I never expected this. When I saw the results, my mind exploded. My mind exploded. All right. Well, there you go. Studying this phenomenon her entire life, right? My entire career. And it's nothing like we thought it was. It's nothing like we thought it was. What is that? What is this sound I'm hearing? What's going on? Am I hearing sounds in my head again? All right. Anyway, coronal loops are fascinating and beautiful. Long, closed arcs of glowing plasma, sometimes associated with sunspots. But although scientists have been analyzing them to better understand the sun for decades, a few of their properties don't match what we might expect. Firstly, coronal loops associated with sunspots tend to be much taller than calculations suggest they should be. Secondly, the loops don't become less bright with height. Think of iron fillings sprinkled near a bar magnet self-arranging in loops. The bigger loops that reach farther from the magnet are thinner and more tenuous. Coronal loops look like these iron loops, but if coronal loops were associated with magnetic fields, they should display similar visual expansion. Higher loops are as bright as the lower ones. And so clearly and obviously, we don't know all the things about the things. And there you go. We're living in a coronal loop. Yeah, right. Exactly my point. And things get weird, don't they? All right. So what we're doing is we're talking about this, not just this, but also the rest of the news. If you guys are into this and have comments on any of this stuff, any of the shows this past week, show feedback, you want to say hi, an idea for a show in the future, I'm here for you. 702-957-1037. You can click the Discord link, which I'll put in the chat in just a sec because the website is down. I think it's just a card that expired, so I'll check that out and we'll get that fixed. And I don't know. We'll find out. And don't worry about the website for now. Putting the thing in the chat as we speak. And there you go. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, well, then I don't know how you got here. But there you go. There's the Discord link. All right. This is Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange. Don't go anywhere. More after the break. All right, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and let's keep on trucking, shall we? Let's get to CNET. CNET. Good old CNET. And you're going to love this one. This is Melinda French Gates. Opens up about Bill Gates' affair, divorce, and Jeffrey Epstein. That's right. Melinda French Gates laid out painful details of her divorce from Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates in an interview with Gayle King of CBS News that aired Thursday. The discussion included talk of an affair Bill Gates acknowledged with a Microsoft employee in the year 2000. Quote, well, I certainly believe in forgiveness, French Gates told King, so I thought we had worked through some of that. It wasn't one moment or one specific thing that happened. There just came a point in time where there was enough there that I realized it just wasn't healthy and I couldn't trust what we had. Yeah, no kidding. You couldn't trust Bill Gates? Nice of you to notice. The couple was married for 27 years and have had 3 adult children. Their divorce became final in August. And lest you think I'm laughing and it's somebody's misfortune, well, she's a billionaire. And second, I'm not. It's the plot thickens. Oh, hang tight. French Gates confessed to a, quote, a lot of tears for a lot of days and to literally laying on the floor and carpet and thinking, how can this be? How can I get up? How am I going to move forward? She added, you're grieving a loss of something you thought you had and thought you had for your lifetime. This is painful stuff. French Gates said on the day she wed Bill Gates in 1994, she'd never thought she'd end up getting divorced. I gave every single piece of myself to this marriage, she said. Well, this is where it gets dicey. Check this out. When King asked if Bill Gates had more than one affair, French Gates said that those are questions Bill needs to answer. And she said, French Gates said she is friendly, but not friends with her ex-husband. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Well, hold on. Let's get to the good part. There you go. French Gates said she was no fan of her husband's friendship with late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Quote, I did not like that he had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, she said, noting that she met Epstein once and regretted doing so. Quote, he was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So my heart breaks for these young women, because that's how I felt. And here I am, an older woman. He was awful. Bill Gates said in a statement that his working relationship with Epstein was a mistake that I regret deeply. It was a substantial error in judgment. Oh. But again, right, we're supposed to trust this guy when, well, here we go. How many times was he on the Lolita Express, as it's known, to go to Jeffrey Epstein's? Notice they're still calling him a financier, not a, right? They added in this convicted child predator. But, I mean, for crying out loud, why don't we just call him that anyway? Who cares? He was not a financier. He was a blackmail extortion artist, right? That's what he was. He was a child trafficker. He was a sick pedophile. That's who this guy was. Right? But we can't say those things, can we? Because it's unbecoming of us. It's unprofessional. No. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about living in the upside down. You call a spade a spade. If that's the case, and that's the deal here, and that's what this is about, that's what this is about. But like I said, well, good for her that she's out of this, whatever was going on. But lest you forget, Bill Gates was a confidant and colleague and a frequenter of his private island. And lest you forget. Let's keep on trucking, shall we? 702-957-1037. Let's go to Yahoo News. Yep, that's right. Yahoo is still on the internet. I don't know how they still are there, but they're there. All right, let's check it out. Let's go to this. Speaking of embarrassed governments, let's see. Judge delivers blow to undercover FBI agents in Whitmer kidnap case. Oh, you don't say. So we've talked about this Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping case where they had these FBI informants actually infiltrate this group of whatever you want to call them, right? We're supposed to believe these guys are the end all be all of like the danger for the future, right? While Bill Gates is flying around, with Dr. Pedophile and going to private islands doing dirty things with probably underage people, So it's like, okay, that's fine, but this isn't fine. But I mean, anyway, here we go. To this day, the defendants in the alleged plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer don't even know who Mark and Red really are, and that's who these two individuals are, FBI informants. The two undercover FBI agents infiltrated their group, pretending to be one of them, but their real names have been kept secret. Not for long. Over the objections of the government, a judge ruled on Thursday that the two FBI agents will have to use their real names when they testify in the upcoming Whitmer kidnap trial. While the case was largely built in secrecy, the undercover informants, with them and agents spying on the accused, the judge stressed that the trial will be open and transparent. You mean we can still do that? I didn't know that was still possible. Anyway, it continues, quote, making it crystal clear that the jury and the public that inside the courtroom, nothing is undercover and everything is out in the open will best ensure fairness during trial and eventual acceptance and respect for whatever the jury ultimately decides. Chief U.S. District Judge Robert Jonker wrote. Under Jonker's ruling, the government will have to provide the names of the FBI witnesses to the defense one day before they testify. All right, that's fine. So according to court records, Mark posed as a resident of the Upper Peninsula and was tasked by the defendants with, among other things, scouting out the governor's summer home. The other undercover agent, Red, was introduced as a demolitions expert a few weeks before the suspect's 2020 arrests. Let me tell you guys, if you're ever just randomly introduced to a demolitions expert, get out of there as fast as possible. Don't hang around. What are you still doing there? Yeah. Odds are they're from the FBI. All right. Odds are they're from the FBI. 702-957-1037. Government transparency. You got to love it. All right. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. What's up? Glitch Loop says, doubting her innocence in this, the divorce seems like a chess move. Yeah, it could be, right? To distance herself from the Epstein saga. Yeah, it could be. Could very well be. Here we go. Speaking of the rest of this, let's get to this. This is from, I have to archive it because the Wall Street Journal are a-holes sometimes. Russia's shelling of Ukrainian nuclear power plant sparks alarm. No. This should be fine, right? This should be fine. Russia's shelling in southern Ukraine caused a fire that Europe's largest nuclear power plant at the largest nuclear power plant before Russian troops moved into the facility, highlighting the increasingly indiscriminate nature of Moscow's war while raising fears that it could lead to a global environmental disaster. That's how you get them, right? That's how you get the interested parties, right? It's fine just like putting people in a meat grinder and saying, we don't want to escalate this. Let them grind the people. And then, well, now you talk about ruining the environment, and boy, I tell you what, now people are mad. Hey, you grind the people, but you put some dirty shit in the water. You and me, we got a problem. I'm just saying, both things are bad, but you see, some things are very bad. All right. The fire, extinguished Friday morning, erupted at the, Zaporizhzhia, we'll just call it that, power plant's training facility, which is adjacent to 6 nuclear reactors in the town of Enerhodar, Ukraine's emergency service said. None of the 6 reactors, one of which is currently operational, were affected by the fire, and there was no radiation leak at present. Advanced Russian forces pushing from the south reached blah, blah. Anyway, yeah, this is fine, right? This should be fine. This should be fine. We're going back to we're talking about the guys with the ears. Yeah, there you go. There's your full screen for just a sec. I swear that guy on the bottom left looks like he looks like somebody I know, or somebody on the news or something. Does he look like Trey Gowdy or something? He looks like somebody. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Let's keep on trucking. Let's go forward. Let's go to the BBC. The BBC is so good. More fantastic propaganda. You got to love the propaganda, right? 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. And once the website's back up. Let's go, BBC. Here you go. This is it, guys. Now we've arrived. We finally arrived. How mindfulness can make you a darker person. From the BBC. Listen to this. Mindfulness is thought to have multiple benefits, but it can also make you less likely to feel guilty about wrongdoing and derail your moral compass. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. The immediate outcomes of this popular form of meditation are meant to be reduced stress and risk of burnout. But listed alongside these benefits, you'll often find claims that mindfulness can improve your personality. When you have learned to live in the moment, the proponents say, you will find hidden reserves of empathy and compassion for those around you. That's certainly an attractive bonus for an organization hoping to increase cooperation in its teams. All right, cool. Even this guy's smartwatch, David Robson, who wrote this article, his smartwatch reminds him to take a mindful minute. Take it easy, Derek. Drive safe. Do all the things. Stalk the hell out of it. The scientific research, however, paints a more complicated picture of mindfulness's effects on our behavior, with emerging evidence that it can sometimes increase people's selfish tendencies. According to a new paper, mindfulness may be especially harmful when we have wronged other people. By quelling our feelings of guilt, it seems the common meditation technique discourages us from making amends for our mistakes. Quote, cultivating mindfulness can distract people from their own transgressions and interpersonal obligations, occasionally relaxing one's moral compass, says Andrew Haffenbrack, assistant professor of management and organization at the University of Washington. Okay, so which is it? Which is it? Which is it? Which is it? You see what I'm saying? Everything's flip-flop, upside down, inside out, off the rails, and literally falling halfway off the cliff. That's the world we live in anymore. So which is it? Mindfulness, yay or nay, right? And again, I don't fucking know. I just don't know anymore. I just know the more I read the news, the more it makes me mad. Let's continue, shall we? Yeah, exactly. I don't even know. They're trying to conflate ideas here. Anyway, in other news, don't worry about nuclear war, guys, because we got this. We got this going on. We'll do this, and then we'll take a break afterward. But check it out. This is from space.com, and you better believe it. You better believe it. The Large Hadron Collider will explore the cutting edge of physics after 3 years shutdown. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So the CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, has actually been shut down for 3 years. But, well, in the first week of March, which is right frickin' now, this was published 2 hours ago, by the way, they're about to fire this baby back up. So don't worry about nuclear war. That's fine. We got CERN on the case. If we can open up one of those black holes and get the catastrophic vacuum decay, we don't have to worry about nukes at all, do we? Come on now. Scientists are gearing up once more to push the boundaries of the cutting edge of particle physics with the reopening of the Large Hadron Collider at CERN near Geneva, Switzerland, after a 3-year shutdown. After its successful second run ended in December of 2018, the LHC was purposefully shut down for updates while teams prepared for Run 3, which is set to begin soon, as the new run will begin this spring, and earlier reports from CERN expected Run 3 to begin as soon as early March. That's now. Yep. Yeah, terrible disaster movie, right? Exactly. During the shutdown, which also included delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic, CERN team members have been preparing for new experiments with the collider as major upgrades are made to boost its power and capabilities. Yes, more power to CERN. Jeez, this is fine. This is fine. Don't forget, Stephen Hawking is the one who talked about this catastrophic vacuum decay. So it's not just some goofball like me that doesn't know jack shit about anything. Stephen Hawking warned of the dangers of finding the God particle and beyond. So I'm just saying, more power to CERN, not power to the people. Power to CERN. How do we stop the fire at the nuclear plant? I don't know. Turn on CERN. Let's find the what's after the God particle. I don't know. Anyway, so what do you guys think about this? As always, love to hear your thoughts. 702-957-1037. Let's take one more break and get a word from our sponsor, which is you. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up to 2 accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. All right, let us continue, shall we? Let's get to futurism.com. And you guys seen the crazy economy? Anybody been to a gas station recently? You got $5 gas in your neck of the woods yet? Yeah, well, we're almost there here in Vegas. You should feel better about getting gas 2 days ago instead of today. Let's just say that. But speaking of the wacky economy and the crazy world politics and all the crap that's going on, this report, the NFT bubble could be starting to burst. The NFT market is starting to cool down, Bloomberg reports. The average trading value of the non-fungible tokens has dropped precipitously lately, declining from a record $6,900 at the beginning of the year to under just $2,000, according to NFT tracker Non-Fungible. The trend has only accelerated ever since Russia started the invasion of Ukraine, a great source of global uncertainty that's dealt a major blow to markets across the board. No shit, you don't say. Is this the last stop on the NFT gravy train? There's certainly some evidence that the hype is really starting to cool down, but the situation is more nuanced than that, with a number of unique traders getting into NFTs still on the rise. Besides, as recent history has shown, the crypto world is full of surprises. Yep, you sure did, Robert. You told me. Here we go. Global uncertainty and political unrest are likely contributing factors to the overall decline. Quote, what I would say is the last week or so has seen a significant decline, perhaps as much as 40% in floor prices for the most desirable NFTs, Bloomberg writer and crypto investor Aaron Brown told Bloomberg. Some collectors are starting to cut their losses. One user sold a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT today for $224,000 and a $67,800 loss, as Fortune points out. Increased scrutiny from U.S. regulators could also be contributing to the decline. The Securities and Exchange Commission announced this week that it's investigating whether NFTs are securities and should therefore be regulated as such, according to a separate Bloomberg report. And here you go. Here's another reason why we can't have nice things. Here's just another reason. Anybody have NFTs out there? I do for a particular card game, but they actually are useful within the card game. You can play and it's like a fancy tarot deck, but you're playing like a mano a mano type of game. It's fun, but so these cards are worth something within the bounds of the game, but not just some random thing like this Bored Ape garbage that you spend $500,000 for. What is this? I never understood this, and there you go. Dre's got it right. Support local artists instead. There you go. It's so weird, but anyway, we'll see what happens with this. Is the NFT game collapsing? Does that mean Paris Hilton's pink poodle digital things are going to be worthless now. Well, I was shocked they were ever worth anything to begin with, but what the hell do I know? I'm just a knucklehead on the internet with a microphone. So anyway, 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org when the website's back up. All right, let's continue, shall we? Bitcoin should now be known as Metacoin, says Robert. All right, New Scientist. Let's go to this. NASA funds experimental radiation shield and Mars climbing robot. Yes, now we're talking. Now let's spend some money and make it good. NASA has just announced the projects which will be getting money from its NASA Innovative Advanced Concepts program, which aims to support ideas for game-changing mission designs and never-before-seen space exploration tech. Here we look at 5 of the concepts and how they will be used. Blah, blah, blah. Spacecraft shields for human exploration. We've got this. We've got all kinds of crazy stuff. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, there you go. We're going to spend some money on space. Let's do that, right? It's better than spending it on Harris Pilton's Pink Poodle NFT. Let's not do that. James has it right. Oh, yeah. Support local artists and writers, especially that writer. Okay, all writers and podcasters. And this is the thing, right? Like they say, you vote for the world you want with what you spend your money on, right? It's as simple as that. And so all of that tracks, and this NFT Board Ape Yacht Club or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Here we go. Let's spend some money on space, because why the hell not? If we're not gonna, who's gonna? We're just trying to bring about the end of the world anyway with our geopolitics. All right, let's do this. We haven't talked about penises today, so let's do that. Let's go to SciTech Daily. COVID infects penis, testicles, and prostate. Causes pain, erectile dysfunction, reduced sperm count. All right, there it is. Multiple tissues of the male genital tract can be infected with SARS-CoV-2, reports a new Northwestern medicine study in large animal models. The study in SARS-CoV-2 infected rhesus macaques, I guess how you say it, revealed a prostate, vasculature of testicles, penis, and testicles were all infected with the virus. The surprising discovery was made utilizing a PET scan, specifically designed to reveal sites of infection spreading over time in a whole body scan. Scientists didn't know what they would find, but they expected to see the virus in the lungs and high up in the nose near the brain because people were experiencing loss of taste and smell. Quote, but the signal that jumped out at us was the complete spread through the male genital tract, said lead investigator Thomas Hope, professor of cell and developmental biology at Northwestern Feinberg School of Medicine. Quote, continue, we had no idea we would find it there. Quote, these results indicate that the testicular pain, erectile dysfunction, hypogonadism. Remember when Nicki Minaj said, like her cousin had like enlarged gonads? Remember that? And they clowned her and made fun of her. And well, look what science is finding. Hypogonadism, reduced sperm count and quality, and decreased fertility associated with the SARS-CoV-2 infection are a direct consequence of infection of cells of the male reproductive tract and not indirect mechanisms such as fever and inflammation, Hope said. Oops. Testicles should now be known as medicals, to go medicles. In the metaverse. The evidence that infection with the SARS-CoV-2 can negatively impact male sexual health and fertility is increasing every day, but scientists didn't know the reason and wondered if the cause was fever and inflammation. Quote, we just didn't understand why it had this negative impact until this study, Hope said. He noted viruses such as mumps, Ebola, Zika, SARS-CoV-1, and other viruses also can affect tissues of the male genital tract and negatively impact fertility. Mumps infection is well known to potentially cause male sterility. The new study shows how the virus can cause pathology in the prostate, penis, testicles, and testicular vasculature, Hope said. The study is posted as a preprint on bioRxiv, meaning it should be considered preliminary research until it is published in a peer peer-reviewed journal. It should be fine, right? Nice photograph there of the mask on the nuds. And there you go. What do you guys think? 702-957-1037. Mine are all pixelated. Can't fondle them properly. You like my background? My pixelated background? Yeah, right? Now we're talking. So what do you guys think? Happy Friday. I hope everybody's well. We're just winding this down, doing the thing. Got a couple more stories left. And as always, right, if you want to contribute to or you want an article you find for me to read it, there's a whole spot on the Discord where you can drop a conspiracy news stuff, and you can pop it in there, and I'll talk about it on this show. And there you go. So there. Let's continue, shall we? Let's keep on trucking. Speaking of gonads and testicles, and since we haven't talked about penises just yet, every other thing, every other nice, there we go. Futurism. You better believe it. Company installs VR-enabled masturbation pod for employees. This should be fine. A sex startup says it's created a VR-enabled masturbation pod for companies that want to make their employees very uncomfortable very quickly. Strip Chat, a porn site, announced in a blog post that it's developed something that's dubbed a wank pod to give company employees a place to engage in a little office onanism. What is that word? Anyway, the company even installed one in their own workplace and plans a commercial rollout in the future. Yeah, it says it right there. Look, I'm not kidding. Link. I'm not kidding. Each wank pod is planned to come fully equipped with masturbatory accessories, including a 4K LED screen to watch VR cams boosted by DreamCam's technology, an Oculus Quest VR headset, lotion, tissues, and more, the startup wrote in the announcement. And let's see. There's no word yet on whether Strip Chat will have any takers on the idea. Most likely this is a bit of shameless self-promotion and PR grab, but it does raise some interesting questions about the future of the workplace. Does it now? Now, notice how, remember Jeffrey Toobin of CNN fame, Lubin Toobin, was on the conference call, the Zoom call, and he thought he muted himself or turned his camera off, and then ran to the back of the room and started furiously masturbating. Yeah. What? Who? This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. What's the name of this company? Robert wants to know. Yeah, sounds unsanitary. Exactly. Exactly. The name of this company is Strip Chat, a porn site. Anyway, there you go. Unsanitary is a good way to put it. Can we wait till we get home, people? I mean, fuck's sakes. At some point, it's going to be like just walking down the street and be like, oh, no, and then drop the drawers and right there on the street corner. What? And this is why we can't have nice things. All right, let's continue, shall we? Final one, and then we'll finish this up. Masturbation should be known as metabation. All right, let's do this. This is good. This is from Science Alert. Traces of an ancient human culture from 40,000 years ago unearthed in China. James says, I think it's all a ploy to get more people to go to work. That could be. Scientists discovered remnants of an old Stone Age culture less than 100 miles west of Beijing, where ancient hominins used a reddish pigment called ochre and crafted tiny blade-like tools from stone. The archaeological site called Jama Bay, I don't know. I don't speak Chinese. Pardon my French. It offers a rare glimpse into the life of Homo sapiens and now extinct human relatives who inhabited the region some 40,000 years ago. The newly excavated site lies within the Nihuan Basin, a depression in the mountainous region of northern China. The excavation team found evidence of the culture about 8 feet underground when they spotted a layer of dark, silty sediment that dated to between 41,000 and 39,000 years ago based on radiocarbon dating and other analyses. This Stone Age sediment contained a treasure trove of artifacts and animal remains, including more than 430 mammal bones. A hearth, physical evidence of ochre used in use and processing, a tool made of bone, and more than 380 miniaturized lithics, or small tools and artifacts made of chipped or ground stone. Interesting. I think this is fun because, well, how the hell do we know what's really going on in the world around us if we don't dig in the ground and find real dates of things. Like I always say, archaeology, it's great, but we're working with 0.1% of all the things because we haven't found a ton of things. And again, many of those things are underwater. As we know, the ages change, as the epochs come and go, things flood, things recede. Yes, indeed. Yes, there you go. I'm a poet and I don't know it. All right, so as we finish this, you guys know the drill. You know what happens now. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Well, Matt wants to know, how long is my lunch break? That's a good question. See if we can get installed in your workplace the Wank Pod. The Wank Pod. There it is. All right, so... like I said, truth is stranger than fiction, and sometimes you just can't even make this shit up. And here we are talking about it because it's supposedly all real. All right, so let's get the hell out of here. Okay, so I'm going to smash this play button and again, just play some music, and there you go. And if you want to help the show, you guys know the drill. You can sub up here on Twitch. I say it a couple times in the commercial. Amazon Prime, all that stuff. If you don't want to do that, there's a Rockfin. You can sub up to that, which again is probably the best value because if you sub up to Rockfin directly through Troubled Minds, the page there, you get all the rest of the premium stuff on Rockfin, which is a bunch of really good stuff included. And then also the other way is Patreon, of course, or just listen to the podcast feed. You can listen to, of course, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you find your podcasts, and that helps us well because it's monetized. There's some commercials in there. I get a few pennies every time you listen to the thing, and there's the thing. So yeah, the Jerk Shack, the Wank. Don't worry about the Wank Pods, guys. I'm sure it's just a marketing stunt. Nobody's wanking at work, or are they? All right. Anyway, so what we're going to do is get with me, Dre, and we'll figure out when we're going to do the thing next week or the following week or whenever you tell me when you're available, and we'll do that. We're going to have Dre on the show coming up here soon and talking about magic and some other things. So, again, like I said, you guys are all invited to be on Troubled Minds, and please do contact me, troubledmindsradio@gmail. You can get me on Discord again. The Discord link, I'll drop it in the chat. The website should be back up. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just an expired card, so I'll fix that up. We'll get it going, and yeah, there you go. Troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link, and boom, let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, lubin tubin, the rubbing tub. Yeah, it could go on forever and ever. Like I said, I'm shocked we got 2/3 of the way through the news show before we actually brought up penises. So weird, right? All right, so let's get the hell out of here. This is Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange. Be good to each other. You guys know. Have a fantastic weekend. Happy Friday. Do the thing. We'll catch you soon. Thanks again for being you. Thanks for spending your time and energy here. Michael Strange, out.